Hey everybody, it's Brenda from Nutrient Wonder Hub. I'm here today to talk to you about Centripetal Force and the Carousel. So what is centripetal force, you're probably wondering, because you're good wonderers, I know you are. Well, that ball was spinning around my head, wasn't it? And it was going in a circular pattern around me, right? And there's a physicist named Isaac Newton, and he discovered some laws about motion, how things move. And his first law of motion is that when an object is in motion, it stays in motion, and that motion is in a straight path, not a circular path. What's going on here? Well, since the ball is moving in a circular path, an outside force must be acting on that ball. What could that force be? Well, it has nothing to do with Star Wars, no. It was the string. The string is the force that was acting on that ball, pulling it back towards me. And that force is called the centripetal force. That is very hard to say, centripetal. There you go. Centripetal force means center seeking and is the force that is acting on a carousel. So the platform of a carousel and all the horses and people that are on the carousel, they're going in a circular motion as well, aren't they? They're going around and around and around and hopefully not getting too dizzy, which sometimes people do. And the centripetal force keeps them traveling in that circular motion, just as the string was the centripetal force for the ball that was flying around my head. So as long as the ride is moving slowly enough, the centripetal force of the platform can keep everything and everyone on board. You're not flying off. That's really interesting. That's a law of motion by Isaac Newton, and that's what keeps carousels so much fun and not dangerous, because we know that we're going to be able to stay on the carousel with the centripetal force that's working with it. So very, very cool stuff. We're going to make one. We're going to make a very easy, simple carousel. You're going to be the platform with your hand, which is kind of fun. So you're going to need some skewers, or one skewer, two skewers, depending on how many carousels you want to make. You're gonna need some paper, some white paper. You need crayons, markers, scissors, a sharp pencil to make some holes in a paper plate. You're gonna need a paper plate. That's gonna be the top of your carousel. You're gonna need some string or some yarn to tie your animals on, and some beads as well, some beads that are gonna be able to fit on top of the skewer, so that you'll be able to cover the sharp pointy part, because there's a pointy part to a skewer, so we wanna cover that up. And some glue, and a hot glue gun. I mean, that's the best, but if you don't have a hot glue gun, no problem. You can use regular glue. It'll work for you. It'll be fantastic. Everything will be fine. And let's get to it. So you've got all your materials ready? All right, here we go. The first thing you're going to need to do is draw the carousel animals. So you can go online and pick some from coloring pages that are you're able to copy from. I did the same thing. I picked a cute little carousel horse, and then I found a rabbit and an ostrich, and I just traced it myself. I mean, you can do that. Lots of you, use your artistic talents. Go for it. Do whatever kind of animal you want. Try to make them about the same size. My rabbit's a little bit bigger than the others, but that's okay. No problem. All right, so you're going to draw out your animals first, and then you're going to color them. Go crazy, go wild. Carousel animals are brightly colored. They're beautiful. They're so much fun. Then you're going to cut it out. Cut out your animal. There they are. You're going to be able to make 5. 5 will fit nicely around the your pie plate. So do that. And then take your yarn or your string or whatever you're using to hang the animals down from. Mine is about 31 centimeters. Try to kind of make this the length of the string the same, just so that they're all kind of hanging at the same level. You don't want one to be really long and one to be really short. It just won't work really well. Okay, that's another step. And then you're going to use your hot glue gun or just regular good old glue, liquid glue, and you're going to glue your string to the back of your animal. Now, thinking back to it, I could have maybe made 2 horses or 2 animals for each, or 2 pictures for each animal, and then I could have put them back to back, and then you would have had a good side on both sides. This way, I don't have a good side on one side, doesn't matter. It's still great. You can glue it onto that, the side that is not as colorful, that's okay, do that, glue that on. Then I took one of my pie plates and I just cut out the circle part so that I could draw that circle onto construction paper. You might need some construction paper. You could just color the top of your pie plate too. You could do that. Go for it. Do whatever you feel like. It's awesome. So I didn't. I used some construction paper. I cut it out. I glued it. There's some glue. You can see I put lots of glue on. I glued it to my paper plate onto the top. So you kind of want your paper plate to be hanging down. You don't want the lip to be going up. You want the lip of the paper plate to be going down. There you go. Then I measured across my paper plate so that I could find the center. So it was around 9 inches or 23 centimeters there. So I took half of that. Half of that will tell me where the center of my plate is. There you go. Then I took my sharp pencil and I poked in and I made a hole. Then I put my skewer through and I hot glued a bead to the top because that's sharp. You don't want that to be poking out and hurting anybody. So put a bead on top of that, hot glue that on. And then I also, at the bottom of it, I put another bead. So you'll see that that white bead is being glued to the bottom of the paper plate so that 2 beads are in between the plate just to hold it nicely so that your skewer doesn't fall out. Then you can start putting holes around the outside of your paper plate. You might need to have an adult do this with you because that pencil is kind of sharp and you don't want to poke yourself. So you can maybe get an adult to help you with that. And then you take your string and your animal that's attached to it. You take the end of that string and you push it through the hole and you tie it with another bead. You put another bead on top just to make it look fun and festive and colorful, and you tie a knot at the top of the bead. And then you have all of your animals hanging down from the top of that paper plate, and it looks really, really fun. And you just twirl it with your hand to make them spin. And think about centripetal force and the fun of a carousel. There you go. If you'd like to see more great programming, stay right where you are or go to wonderhub.ca. Bye for now. Stay sweet, parakeet.